Right guys, so what is going on? Today what we're doing is a little service on the missus' car. She's got my old car, which is the Fiesta MK6. It's only 1.2 style. What we've got today is the oil that we need. Also got a oil filter, Bosch oil filter, the NGK Iridium spark plugs, a new sump plug, and also a fuel filter as well. So I think all that came to about 50 quid from Euro Car Parts this morning. Just going to jack the front of the car up, get stuff ready. The car's already been running for about 10, maybe 15 minutes, so the oil is going to be nice and warmed up. It's just going to all flow out a lot easier than what it would if the car was like just hadn't been run or anything. So yeah, I think all that's left to do now is jack the front of the car up, and we'll get started basically. Right, so here's the
move the tub out of the way.
Oh, so many fucking pieces of shit. I'm gonna get so dirty down here. Right, so this is the sump plug, 13mm. What are you moving the camera for? Well, so here's a sump plug, it's just a 13mm. Just gonna try and crack it like that. And then when it's actually loose like what it is already, get the bucket ready. And you just want to start loosening it, and that is pretty much there already. But as soon as that oil starts coming out, that sump plug is really hot as well. As soon as that, so you want to keep on doing it but pushing it in towards until all the threaders come, which is now. Then you just want to hold the sump plug and pull away quick like that. Ah shit, that oil is hot. Right, we've got a new sump plug, so we don't actually need that sump plug, but we're just going to leave that there, drain fully. Also going to take off the cap, the oil reservoir cap. Should just drain out a little bit easier then, but that'll take a little while to drain out now. Right, so here's the new sump plug, and here's the old one. You can tell how bad that seal is around there, how the seal is so flat. And then around here the seal is like perfectly round, so yeah, definitely need a new sump plug. Don't tend to change them every single time. It's normally like every other time is completely fine, but yeah, brand new sump plug is always good.
Little fucking lunch break.
It's fucking good.
Miss Carter's salad, chicken salad. I said you could have some, but not all of it. Is that it? Yeah.
Right, so we're just, while waiting for the oil to drain at the bottom, using a big long ratchet extension with a 10mm deep socket on. Just got to take off the plugs, or the leads, sorry, and then we're going to try and just loosen off and take out the spark plugs while waiting for the oil. These are also quite good because these have got numbers on them. So you've got the 1, 2, 3 and 4 obviously. So now just pop them out the way down there. We'll have a look at doing these spark plugs. Oh fuck, that is so tight. So with spark plugs, what you're looking for is the gap between them two. That's where the spark is created. It's always good to change these every once in a while, but I think this has probably been around a year and a half, so it really did need doing, but that one doesn't look in too bad condition. They're quite hot. I'll just grab all these out and then pick up the camera again afterwards. Don't actually look too bad, just look quite sooty really, a little bit dirty. Always good to just measure them up against the old ones as well, just to make sure you are putting in the same size product and make sure it will actually fit. Right, so all the spark plugs are back in, tightened up. Now all you've got to do is literally just re-put these back in. You want to push it down until you hear a little click.
That noise is so satisfying.
It's pretty mad, isn't it? Just tuck them back in there. Spark plugs are all complete. There we go.
Madness.
That's pretty easy for spark plugs. Now I think what we'll do is check the oil. Should be pretty much drained out by now, and then we'll probably look at removing the oil filter. Right, so as you can see, the oil has literally just gone down to a drip probably about every 5 seconds now, so I'm just going to move that out of the way. Just give it a little wipe. Make sure the surface is kind of clean. Don't need to be perfect, but just stop that oil from dripping out. Hold that there. New sump plug, just going to screw it in hand tight at the moment. Just to get that in there like so. Now it's tight. Just going to tighten it up. Now with these you don't want to over tighten them because otherwise it will just be so difficult to undo it next time. But you do want it to be fairly tight. So now the sump plug is back on. We've now got the fun issue of taking off the oil filter, which is just up here. Right, so I'm hoping that this is going to turn the right way. You filming, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, don't slip like a bitch. You can get tools to remove these, but I don't have one. Oh, it turned a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There we go, it's starting moving now. Yes, lads. There we go. Right, so it's now loosened. Get that out of the way. Get that ready. And then just do this as quick as possible. See what I mean? And then it goes all slippy, it's all over my hand. Ouch, hot oil, fuck. And leave that like that. Well, that is a bit messier than what I thought it would be.
I'm dripping it everywhere.
Yeah. Well, it's dripping in the bucket now, but leave that to sit for a couple of minutes, just make sure it's all out and we'll come back to it. Right, so just about to fit the new oil filter. A white one. That's going to go dirty in seconds. What people say to do is just put a tiny bit of oil in here, fill it up a little bit, doesn't need to be perfectly, but also just get a little bit on the top, and you just want to wipe it just around the seal, because some say 1, it helps you get it off next time, and 2, it will actually help kind of make a seal when it's tightened up fully. So yeah, just get a little bit of oil around there and that'll be fine.
Lubricate.
Pretty much. Alright, so I'm just trying to clean that seal where it was the plate that it sits on. That'll do. And literally all that needs to be done with this, slot it back on there. Oh, and it looks like I filled it up too much because it's now dripping. There we go. I want this to be done fairly tight, but again, not too tight for next time. And my hands are kind of slipping because it's got oil all over it. And that should be fine. Yeah, just want to do it by hand, just fairly tight. So now the sump plug's all tightened up, oil filter's all done. Now we can start filling it up. Right, so as you can see, here is the fuel filter. Just actually going to check it that it is the same size. Yeah, that looks to be good. I'll pop that one back in the box. Now what we got to do is just going to use a little flathead to try and prise it out of its little clips. One there and one there. Now with a little bit of wiggling it should come down. a little bit of wiggling, and there it is. So, right, so there might actually be a little bit of fuel that comes out. Shouldn't be too much, but why won't you come off? Oh, there we go. Fuck. Fuel's pissing out. Try and keep that level so you don't spray loads of fuel everywhere. And now we've just got to do the same with this side. There we go. Oh, I've got petrol all over me. There's a new fuel filter. Arrows facing that way, same as the other one. This part was on this side. So take off these little tabs. God, that fuel does smell nice. Just want to clip that on like so. Same again with the bottom. Until they clip on, make sure they're on tight, which they are. Wiggle it back up in the hole and then push it back in the tabs, and we're all done. Sorted, lads. Right, so now it's back to filling up with oil. So first of all we've done sump plug, drained the oil, then we've done the spark plugs, they're all new, then took off the oil filter, that's a new one put back on there, and then we just done the fuel filter, which is at the back of the car on the passenger side. So now what we're going to do, fill it back up with oil, and yeah, it takes 5W30 oil. I think it takes 4.3 litres. Don't hold me on that, that's from my memory, which isn't the best. So I'm probably just going to put about 3.5 litres in, maybe 4 litres, test the dipstick, and then we'll go from there. This is always the most difficult part. Do we have a funnel?
Oh, fuck off, we don't have a funnel.
Alright, this is going to probably go very wrong, and I really hope it doesn't.
Ready?
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. I need to clean that up. Right, so it's now about 1.5, so we put about 3.5 litres in there at the moment. Yes, I've just remembered, the car should be flat on the ground, take it off the jack stands, and then we'll test how much oil we put in. Test it on the dipstick once it's been put back down on the floor again. So I've just put about 3.5 litres of oil into the car. We've just taken it off the jack stands, and we've realised the car is like slightly up a ramp in its parking space. So we're just going to move it, move parking space just a little bit down the road, make sure it's on a flat area, and then we're going to test the oil and then fill it up properly. Right, so now the car's on a flat ground, just going to dip test it. Just put a little bit more in, so I've probably just put about 4 litres in now. Give it a test, and that is just about maximum. Maybe a tiny bit underneath. Yeah, just under maximum, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit more in. Not a lot, only a little bit. Take it for a little drive, make sure everything's running fine. And then after that drive, just test the oil one more time, just for peace of mind that it's all where it should be when it's all fully up to temp. It's just dripping down now, but it was literally equal with that top indent, so yeah, we're all good. But we'll take it for a little drive, pack away the tools and stuff, take it for a little drive, and then we'll test the oil again just to be sure that it is where it should be after it's fully heated up and gone around the whole system. So I've just taken it out for a little drive, about 10-15 minute drive, so everything's been up to temperature. Just giving it a double check with the oil. And yeah, that's perfect. So oil's all fine. So just a recap. Done oil change, new sump plug, new oil filter, new spark plugs and new fuel filter as well. So all of that for 50 quid from Euro Car Parts, not too bad. I think next time, or the next job that we need to do, probably change like the coolant and like steering, power steering fluid, things like that. Just because they haven't been changed in ages, like the coolant looks pretty grim and it could definitely do with a change. Power steering's probably cooked and black, so that will need changing as well. Not too sure about brake fluid, but yeah, definitely do them next time. So yeah, everything's now done, all complete. Guess I just need to pack away now and call it a day. So yeah boys, that's the video all done. I know I'm no mechanic or anything, but I know roughly what I'm doing, so if any of you do suggest I do anything differently or give any tips or whatever, I'd appreciate that kind of thing. But yeah, just thought I'd do a little update, a little bit different. If you're kind of like an old subscriber and you used to watch my early videos, you'll know that this car is my old car, but it's now the missus, so yeah, just thought we'd do a little mini kind of service on it, because it hasn't had one in quite a while, so definitely needed it. But yeah, getting in a video there. So yeah, cheers guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.